First thing I want to say is this. Man, I was tripping. Big tripping. I put out a video earlier this morning. I had to take it down because I did a roster prediction and I didn't include two starters. But shout out to everybody that was in the comment section. Let me know, like, Dash, you did this too quick. You forgot about Drew Phillips and you forgot about Darius Alexander. My apologies. So without further ado, let's try this again. You make a mistake, you go back, you do it over. Whatever view, however many views I had that on already, doesn't even matter. Got to put out the right information. So with that being said, hello and welcome to Big Dash Knows. Big Dash knows what? New York Giants football. Let's go. First off, quarterback room. We're going to run right through this right now. Giants keep three quarterbacks. Obviously, it's going to be Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, Jackson Dart. Some people love Tommy DeVito. Some people don't. Tommy DeVito's not making the 53. He might make it to the practice squad. I actually hope he makes it to the practice squad because I would love for him to run the scout offense throughout the year. And also, if there's ever an injury to any one of these quarterbacks, knock on wood that there isn't, you can go ahead and get somebody that's familiar with the system. Next is going to be the running backs. I have four running backs making the 53. I did go back and forth on this. I am going to take away from another position group in order to fit four running backs on this squad. But without further ado, let's talk about it. Tyrone Tracy, Devin Singletary. Yes, I still have Devin Singletary making the team. It's about a money thing. It's about a relationship thing. We'll see what happens, though, at the end of the day. After that, I do have Cam Scatterable, who I originally thought was going to be on the PUP list. He comes back. He's practicing now. He actually might be ready to play week 1. So Cam Scatterable makes the list. But I also have to add Turbo Miller. With all he's done in the preseason, not only running the ball, receiving the ball, also on special teams, being a gunner, Turbo Miller, in my opinion, has earned the right to be a part of the 53. Just to me. Next, we're going to move into the tight end room. So the tight ends. I also have the New York Giants taking 4 tight ends. I did go back and forth on the tight end room as far as it's going to be 3 or is it going to be 4. Again, with the offensive line being what it is right now, guys playing a little bit better. Might be a product of the quarterback play as well. But I don't believe that the need for a blocking tight end like Chris Manhertz is as important as it was previously. Again, that's not a knock on Chris Manhertz, but just saying when I'm looking at these other guys in the tight end room, I think they give you more. Not even I know they give you more in the passing game than what Chris Manhertz can give you. So I actually had the New York Giants still keeping 4 tight ends. Now, it might be, Dash, your bias for Bellinger. I would be ignorant if I didn't mention that obviously there's a lot of savings when it comes to Daniel Bellinger. A lot of savings when it comes to Daniel Bellinger. Talking $3 million. But I think what he does is still, valuable for the New York Giants to have. Fullback, tight end, H-back. Even though we've seen Elijah Chapman get some fullback reps, I still believe that Daniel Bellinger, if they're not worried about the money, Daniel Bellinger absolutely makes the 53. So here are my 4 tight ends. You got Theo Johnson, Daniel Bellinger, Thomas Fidone, and Greg Dulcich has done such a good job this summer. I have him making the 53. Now, if we only keep 3 tight ends, I can see Dulcich not being one of those guys, but I can also see a world where they want that $3 million and Daniel Bellinger becomes a cap casualty. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Next is going to be the wide receivers. I have the Giants keeping 6 wide receivers. Sometimes they keep 7. In this case, I have them keeping 6. Don't even have to waste time when it comes to this one, right? I got Neighbors, I got Darius Slayton, I got Wan'Dale Robinson as the top 3. I have Jalen Hyatt still making the 53. Absolutely. I do not believe that they give up on Jalen Hyatt yet. I hope to see him in the next preseason game. Hopefully he can do something against the Pats and make people feel a little bit better, but I think no matter what, he still makes the 53. Next, I have Smith Marset, and I have Bo Collins rounding off that 6th spot. Now, also, when it comes to Smith Marset, we've seen Gunnar Olszewski get busy in the preseason right now. I think the matchup is between, or I should say the bubble is between him and, Gunnar and Smith Marset. I'm going to lean Smith Marset You know, maybe it's recency bias. Shout out to Jersey. But yeah, that's where I'm going right now. I wouldn't be surprised to see if it is switched and you see Gunner make it over Smith-Marsette. But I do think Bo Collins makes the initial 53. Next, we're going to talk about the offensive line. The offensive line. Let's get right into it. The starting 5 guys: Andrew Thomas, John Runyon, JMS, Greg Van Roten, Jermaine Illuminor. Those are your starting 5 offensive linemen. I'm praying and hoping that Andrew Thomas is really going to be ready for week 1. That would be fantastic, because if not, you're looking at the next couple of guys, the reserves, which I got is James Hudson, Marcus Bowe, one of those guys stepping in at left tackle until Andrew Thomas is healthy enough to come back. But I still also have Neal and, surprisingly enough, Joshua Ezeudu making the 53. Only 9 offensive linemen making the 53. Let me know what you guys think about that. I know about Aaron Stinney. Solid veteran, quality guy, solid guy. Maybe he makes it to the practice squad. Jake Cubas had a tough summer. Hopefully he makes it to the practice squad. Austin Schlottman, Mercy, Hudson, those guys that were backup centers. Maybe if we keep 10, that happens. But right now, I'm happy with the 9 guys that I have right now. And if JMS gets injured, you can always slide Greg Van Roten into center, and then also fill in that guard spot with any one of these guys: Neal, Marcus Bowe, Joshua Ezeudu. All right, that's the offense. So I believe that's 26 players on the offensive side of the ball. Let me get this out of the way too, man. Special teams. Graham Gano, Jamie Gillen, Casey Crater. That's your kicker, punter, long snapper. Don't need to discuss that any further, right? Leave it alone. Next, we have on the defensive side, the defensive line. And again, I was tripping. I absolutely forgot players. And it's crazy too, because I didn't even think about it. And again, shout out to you guys. Defensive line. You got Dexter Lawrence, Roy Robinson Harris, who's been a fantastic surprise and a good signing for Joe Shane, especially for this run defense. Next, I still have Nacho making the team. Still got Nacho making the team, even though you could make some money or save some money if you cut him. I think he's a big energy guy. The team loves him. The coaches love him. He probably makes the team as a rotational guy. I don't see any harm in that. I think Elijah Chapman makes the squad again. They're playing around with the whole fullback thing with him, but also he can give you valuable reps as a defensive lineman. And also, Andrew Patterson's a fan of him, and he said that he's getting better. He likes his skill set. We'll see what happens with that. But obviously, the last spot is going to go to Darius Alexander. I'm hoping that Darius Alexander can actually, at some point in the season, become that starter next to Dex and next to Roy Robinson Harris. We'll see if that happens to play out. But right now, I see him as a rotational guy, not as a starter. So we might go out, and it might just be Dex, Roy Robinson Harris, and Nacho to start the season. We'll see what happens with that. Next, we're going to go to the edge rushers, right? Now, I'll say this. One guy that's listed as an edge rusher who I also believe should be just a defensive lineman is Chauncey Golston. I believe he's going to play more with his hand in the dirt than actually a stand-up edge, but we'll see what happens in the regular season. And that's giving it away a little bit. So for the edge rushers, I have Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Chauncey Golston, and I do have a UDFA making the roster in the edge room, and that's going to be Trace Ford. Let me know what you guys think about that. Trace Ford has been playing very well in the preseason, all over the place, making plays. Solid contributor on special teams as well. I think he makes the team over Timon Fox, and I'm a fan of Timon Fox, but right now Trace Ford is having a better summer, better preseason than Timon Fox. So it is what it is when you do that. Next is going to be the linebackers. Bobby Okereke, Micah McFadden, Darius Muasau. Those are the top 3 linebackers. Some people will still say that we need some improvement. We need to add some bodies to the linebacker room. But those are the top 3 guys. After that, I do have Chris Board making the team because of money and because of special teams experience. I think that Deontay Johnson might have outplayed Chris Board, but again, the money and the special teams experience gives him the edge over Deontay Johnson, in my opinion, as far as what the coaches and what the general manager thinks. So those are the 4 guys, only 4 linebackers. We normally keep 5, but this year I can see it's only keeping only keeping four linebackers because of what Abdul Carter can do as far as versatility. He can also play off-ball linebacker. Moving on to the cornerback room. Listen, and this is another one. I was tripping. Andrew, I totally forgot about Andrew Phillips, and I apologize. It might have been because it's early in the morning, right? But I did have this list written a while ago and still didn't have those names, so that's a little crazy to me. But again, thank you for the comment section, right? Paulson Adebo, Deontay Banks, Cordell Flott as your top three cornerbacks. Not top three cornerbacks, but as far as your CB1, the battle for CB2, right? Next, you got Andrew Phillips as your starting slot or nickel cornerback. After that, I do have Corey Black making the team because he did get some valuable reps with the ones against the Jets. And then I got Trey Hawkins, who's been dealing with injuries, but I don't think they want to give up on Trey Hawkins yet. 6'2", 200-pound cornerback. You really can't teach that. He's also getting better as year after year too. So Trey Hawkins, I believe, holds on and makes the 53. Now, in the earlier video, again, I forgot Phillips, and I had Nick Jones in there. Again, that's just not even thinking about Phillips. Obviously, Phillips is probably the second best corner on the roster outside of Paulson Adebo, and he might be the best cornerback on the roster when you really think about it. But I also had Nick Jones listed earlier, but again, there's no more space for him. I got my 6 cornerbacks there. Lastly, the safeties. When it comes to the safeties, we're going to keep it simple and sweet. Javon Holland, Tyler Nubin, Dane Belton, Mr. Always there in the nick of time, always at the right place at the right time, Dane Belton. And then I have Kevon Wallace making the 53. Now, you can put any safety after Dane Belton in this place. I'm not going to argue against that. It can be Makari Page. It can be Kevon Wallace. It could be Jaheim Lane. It could be a couple of these guys, but I'm just going to go with Kevon Wallace because of his experience in the league and also his special teams value. So that's four safeties right there. Again, this is a redo of the previous video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hopefully I got it right this time. I feel like I got it right this time after making some horrible mistakes. And thank you guys for, pretty much checking me on that. But with that being said, I want to thank everybody for vibing with me. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And from one Giants fan to another, this is Big Dash Knows, Big Blue Nation. Let's go.